Well, we started with 750 clubs, but we are now down to our final two. It's Sydney United 58 up against Macarthur FC. It's the Australia Cup final, and it's the first time we've ever seen an NPL club feature in the final. It's by far the most exciting cup final that we've ever seen, and I want a preview for it. So myself, I'll actually be at this game on Saturday night. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be down at CommBank Stadium, or if we take out the dance sponsor, it's actually just Western Sydney Stadium. Kick-off at 7:45 on the Saturday evening. So Macarthur FC, they qualified for the final after beating Oakland Cannons 5-2, I think, in the semi-final. Throughout their run, throughout the competition, they've had a lot of games against NPL clubs. I think they had one game against Wellington and they beat them 2-0, and the rest of them they won quite convincingly. So Macarthur's gone on a really solid run in their first ever campaign in the Australia Cup, the most recent A-League Men franchise club. The Sydney United, they actually had to qualify for the Australia Cup. They went through multiple preliminary rounds before booking a spot in the round of 32, and well, if you didn't know already, you're probably familiar. They've had an incredible run throughout the competition. They beat Western United, the reigning A-League Men champions, on penalties back in, I think, the round of 16. And then they beat Brisbane Roar in the semi-finals 3-2 after a period of extra time. They've knocked out A-League teams twice throughout this competition. Can they do it again against Macarthur? Well, I guess time will tell. It was really exciting to hear that at least 10,000 tickets have been sold for this cup final. It's the first time the cup final will be held at CommBank Stadium. And I think to get 10,000 tickets sold already, and we could push up towards 15,000 come Saturday for the actual match. But yeah, to sell 10,000, let's be honest about the situation. Sydney United are an NPL club. They're playing in the top division of New South Wales. Basically, a lot of these players are part-time. And, they had a pretty solid supporter base back in the NSL days, but, their supporter base is by far nowhere up to an A-League standard of the likes of Sydney FC or the Wanderers. And let's be perfectly honest about Macarthur. They have a very small supporter base. So considering all the circumstances, to get 10,000 tickets sold already is quite extraordinary. How many of those tickets sold actually have been bought by Sydney United fans? I would probably say a fair bit of them. But, regardless, I don't, really care who's sold the most amount of tickets. I don't care who's got the most fans there on the day. What I want is a great game, a great atmosphere, and a great attendance. And I think that's all possible. I think to get, 10,000, 15,000 is quite incredible. I think the highest attendance we've ever had for a cup final, I don't know the exact figure, but it was around 8,700 when Melbourne City won it, I think, 5-6 years ago against Sydney FC. So, to get about 10,000, maybe more, considering the circumstances of what we got in this cup final, I think that's great. Anyway, enough of the attendance chat. Maybe just a player that I think might impress for Macarthur in the final. For me, probably Daniel Arzani. I think I'm going to pick him because he's enjoyed a really good bit of form throughout the Australia Cup final. And this guy is trying to impress Graham Arnold to get a spot in that World Cup squad for the Socceroos. I do think he's an extreme outside chance, but he's still got a month and a bit to impress Graham Arnold in the run towards that World Cup spot. So a big performance from him in the Cup final, a big performance from him in the next 6 weeks in the A-League. I think he might get that spot in the Socceroos squad. So I'm expecting a big game from him. We haven't seen too much of him since he left the Australian shores about 4 years ago for his European journey. Hasn't worked out well for him, but I think he's starting to hit that form that we got all excited for 3 or 4 years ago. For me, Sydney United, who's going to impress me? I mean, let's be honest, I don't know too much about their squad, but I've been really impressed by Daniel Nizic, the Sydney United goalkeeper, of course playing a crucial role in that penalty shootout win against Western United. But for me, he's just been an absolute rock solid figure for Sydney United throughout their run. So I think if Sydney United want to be in this game, Nizic is going to have a big shift between the goal sticks. And I'm really hoping that. I really hope he has a big shift. Now, for me, who do I think is going to win? I think Macarthur is probably going to win it. I think they'll probably win it quite comfortably. I think potentially 3-4-0. I'd like to be proven wrong. I'd like to say it's going to be a really competitive game, but you know, I think Sydney United have gone on a fairy tale run, and I think it ends here. Sorry to any Croatian fans out there, but I mean, I think they've enjoyed such a great run. But let's be honest, these guys are part-timers. They train part-time, and they're going up against a Macarthur team who trains full-time. They've looked really good throughout the competition. I think Dwight York is doing a pretty good job so far. I think a lot of people might have had a bit of a laugh when they heard Dwight York was going to coach them, but hey, they're playing great, and I think, you know, this will be their chance to win their first bit of silverware. Unfortunately, as a Wanderers fan, I will have to watch whoever wins another Sydney club with another trophy at Combank Stadium. But that's okay. I'll try and ignore that sinking feeling inside of me when I watch whatever team lifts that trophy.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Now, whoever wins it will qualify for a spot in the AFC Cup, the secondary competition in Asia, kind of like the UEFA Europa League over in, well, obviously Europe. Will Sydney United be able to get a license for that? Time will tell, but Macarthur wins it. That'll be also their first foray into Asia. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I think, Macarthur's going to win the game, but really what I want is a competitive match with a great crowd and a great atmosphere, and I think I can get at least 2 out of 3. Will I get a competitive match? I'd like to think so, but let us know what you think in the comments. What's going to happen in the game? Who's your winner? What's your margin? Who's your man of the match or something like that? And yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next video. There'll be a few videos actually popping up in the next week, hopefully. I want to be rating the home kits. If that gets enough love, I might rate the away kits. And of course, I'll be giving my pre-season previews. Unfortunately, Samuel, just with all his busyness with life and at college, isn't able to partake in a lot of videos of late, but hopefully he will be sending through his thoughts to me on the kit rating and the preseason predictions, so at least you'll still get a bit of input from Samuel. But anyway, yeah, leave us a like, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't joined our Discord, we're on Discord. You can get amongst the conversation going on just about anything A-League related. Got a link for that in the description. Got our link to all our socials, so get around that. But until next time, we'll see you in the next video.